Greetings, beautiful beings. I hope you all are drinking water and taking care of yourself. Thank you for tuning in to listening to the Rooted in Us with myself, Fatima Man, and my amazing, wonderful, creative genius friend, Jeremy Teal. To the world, Jeremy.
Hello. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the half up, half down version of a wellness television show. I'm joking.
Afham is not joking. You know, there's truth. There's truth in jokes. That's what makes them funny most times. Okay, so before we get started, as always, I'm going to invite you all to come into this space with gratitude, knowing that the world is so much lighter and brighter because you are in it. Just inviting you to be here and now, and just putting down those false stories or those things that you have to be somewhere else. What if you were just here listening as you move, as you engage, but just knowing that you are doing so in a space where you are seen, heard, and belong. Although we don't see you, we know that you belong here. And we are thankful that you are with us. So just taking a moment to be in gratitude, thanking you all for listening as we go into our topic today. All right, before we do, Jeremy, how are you feeling today? What's your feeling like?
I'm feeling like a person who is very stagnant and not getting anything done, and also kind of grumpy, just a little grumpy tumpy, not like Scrooge grumpy, just grumpy. That's it. Just kind of want to bite everybody, but be nice. So I should be nice, like we said, being kind. You gotta be kind, y'all. It's important. And yourself?
I kind of feel like I cannot be in the world today, or tomorrow. Like we can just cancel tomorrow and try again Saturday. I just feel like I can lay it on down, watch a good show, and really not be bothered for a little bit. That's
I see that.
That's how I feel. Like snacks and a show and laying down feels good to me right now.
I love it. One of my what we did this week, I rewatched all of the Hunger Game movies and realized that Katniss was set up from jump, and I'm kind of pissed off about it for her. I'm not gonna lie, that's a part of the reason why I'm pissed. Because I didn't catch it. I've seen these movies like 3 or 4 times, like back to back. But there's just something about being 38 years old, living in the United States of America, and people making you their martyr. It's like, oh, you motherfuckers is crazy. You right. You right. And people, I gotta go out there and act a fool because y'all decided I'm the bitch. Cool. Everybody go die. I'm killing everybody. And she did. She killed everybody. And I don't fucking blame her. It was so good. So yeah, I understand. I get it, Katniss. I get you, bitch. Because these motherfuckers are driving me crazy.
I haven't seen all of them. I think now I feel like I may go watch them because I feel like I watched them, but not in order and randomly through the years. Because that if you fly a lot, they were on the flight list. So I watched. I'm pretty sure I watched all of them on a flight at some point, but I can't say that I have gone back to watch them from the lens of being 38 years old and living and being from the United States at this time. So yeah, I think that might be a move, saying that I
think it does.
I don't really feel like being around people this weekend. So that may be
a move. I'm telling you right now, for your topic today, you are going to be like, absolutely, absolutely, burn these bitches up. Like once you get past movie 2, you'll be like, oh, I'm Katniss Everdeen. I'm a random white bitch that had to be thrown into the lion's den to fight for the rights of other people when I was just trying to save my people. Like it was just for me and my people. It wasn't for y'all. Yeah. It's a great story. Okay, I will talk about it all day because I'm really hyped by it. But you have you got some spice you want to give today. And as a friend that believes in all platforms can be used for all sorts of things, go ahead and tell the people what you feel like you need to talk about today.
Okay, thank you, Fred. I feel like you teed it up so greatly. So I would like to talk about harmful leadership and people who claim to be leaders that continuously cause harm without any restoration, without any reprimand, without any consequences. And what does it look like for these leaders who have businesses and organizations that people are still supporting? And I want to talk about why do we continually support harmful leaders? Why do we continuously give them our money, our time, our resources, our access? Why do we even tell people about these people? And then why don't we tell the truth about them when people ask us when or mention their names? We don't say how harmful they have been to ourselves, like they may have harmed us and or the people that we know and love. I want to talk about that. I want to talk about why we keep protecting just bastard ass people. And I mean like terrible, just in, inconceivable, horrendous, heinous individuals who just grind my gears and do it on purpose. Like they literally don't take care of themselves. They don't drink water. They have no emotional IQ. Their communication skills when they're feeling some type of way are subpar or non-existent, but yet we continuously go to their events, share their things, and act like they're not terrible when they're absolutely terrible. I want to talk about it.
Listen. Where does one start? Where okay, well, I think where we could start. How are these people being chosen? And I don't think these people really are chosen. I think they are the last resort, and they kind of this sort of person, at least in my experience, is the person that just held on the longest and is essentially going down with the ship. Because low key, they were kind of the reason why the ship was going down the whole time. It's just like, oh, this is my mess, but now I'm the leader, so let's just burn this shit to the ground. But I'm in charge now, which is what I really wanted. Which speaks to another thing that so many people believe they need to be in charge to be impactful. You don't. And by in charge, everyone's in charge when you think about it. Because if I have a leadership position and you have a leadership position, let's just say you're in charge of, I don't know, HR and I'm in charge of marketing. Those are both leadership positions. And I can't do what I do without you. And you can't do what you do without me. So if I fuck up, you're fucked, and vice versa. So yeah, I think it's just the kind of the last person standing when the bullshit happens. It's like, oh, well, let's go with her. Yeah, Chico. She's not. We hate her, but we don't want to do it. So let her be to blame. What do you think?
So I've seen that. I've seen people impose themselves as leaders. It's like you weren't even the last one standing. You made yourself the leader because you pushed your way in and you pushed this other person out. And you made it seem like you had the skill set that you never had. Like you built yourself up to be more than what you are. You overpromised. And what you did was you overpromised other people's ideas. And then you got all these other people who are qualified, right, to do what they are wanting to do or what they are expert at. And then you got to get the clout or you get not recommended, recognized. You get recognized for doing the work as if it was your work. And I've seen like straight up people just hijack other people's ideas, other people's things, and then say it was theirs. And it's like, and then the person who was hijacked from was so traumatized and triggered, they don't say anything. And if they do say something, people don't believe them. And so they're not going to continuously tell their story. And so now you have people who have been harmed, who've told their story that people aren't believing. And then this person is taking their ideas and moving through the world like they're actual leaders and they actually have something to give. And the only thing they have to give is fuckery and chaos.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I would say at one point it's just inevitable that most people end up like that. They're just shit people now because they've just been broken down by others. And at one point, they were the person on the other side. Their idea was stolen. They were bogarted over. They were bulldozed. And they figured out that the only way to get to the top was just by not giving a fuck and stepping on people and harming people and being rude. And yeah, it works. It is a tactic that works time and time again. So why not use it? That's at least what I'm deriving. That's what I'm deriving. And I'm not gonna lie. I have started giving not zero. I'm starting to give less and less fucks every day. Every single day. And it's not to get ahead, it's just to stay afloat. Really. Like I'm just here kind of to stay afloat. I don't care if I'm in charge. I just want to make sure my invoices get paid and people continue to see me as valuable. And sometimes valuable really turns out to be how aggressive can you seem without being threatening. Thoughts?
I concur with the not caring or not giving any fucks and like staying away. I get that. But when you start planning things, like when you say that you're going to do something and you don't do it, when you contract with people and you don't fulfill your side of the contract by paying them after they fulfill the service, when you are saying that you are the voice for all these people, and those people haven't said that you're their voice, you have made yourself that voice. I think that's a different level from not caring and just filling up the space to not just you caring, but you planning on it. Like you have thought about this. It's a strategy that you keep on implementing over and over and over again. And I know for me, as someone the world has called a leader, I haven't said that I'm a leader of anything. Other people have said I was their leader. That's the most humbling thing, is for someone to say that you're their leader. But for me to tell other people I'm their leader, how are you going to tell me that? And having people tell you that they're your leader, how are you listening to people you don't know? That you have no idea how they move through the world or what people say about them. I don't just listen to anybody. And I guess it's so interesting to hear people who are leaders just talk from this perspective, like they guide people and everybody is they're the shepherd and everybody is their sheep. But who told you that? Who said that you can shepherd me anywhere? You can't even shepherd yourself to a glass of water. No, thank you.
Listen, it's not hard to be in charge of something. If you start it, you can be in charge of it. If you show up and you're the loudest, most likely people will just let you have it, because a lot of people aren't very confrontational. And they want to do what they came to do, which was, let's just say, marketing or maybe canvassing, or they just want to throw a really nice party for the thing, whatever. And though they don't give a shit what you say or what you do and how you've harmed other people. So that's how you get in and stay in. But I do hear you when you say it sounds like it's being plotted from the opposite side, not from the perspective of the person who's being led or being helped with your expertise. It just feels shady and shitty, and I don't know. I just feel like there's not really much we could do about it. And because I'm not an optimistic person in that way. When it comes to like sociology and the psychology of people, it doesn't matter how peaceful we get, we always figure out a way to fuck it up. We just do. That is how humans work. And not all humans, but I'd say a pretty large amount of them want power and influence and say so and money and all that stuff. So, yeah, in walks shitty leader. How it works.
I think so. I'm going to give you some examples of how I personally think consequences for people being shitty to other people as business owners or organizers can look, because a lot of times we don't always think about how do we issue consequences as community when our leaders or people in the community are intentionally causing us harm. I don't think that you should get access to my money if you talking trash about any type of identity that I flow with. So my first leg of boycotting was Chick-fil-A. And I remember having to give up Chick-fil-A because I was working at Apple at the time. And if you worked at Apple, a lot of us ate, of course, at the mall. And at the mall in Charlotte, North Carolina, where I was working, was a Chick-fil-A. I used to call it Chick-fil-A because That's how I read it. So I would go and I just learned that I like the chicken sandwiches with egg and cheese on it, with chicken, the chicken biscuit with egg and cheese. I had just learned that I liked it. Like just learned. I didn't know. And then I had already been eating the fries and the lemonade because the lemonade hit you in the spot right here in the neck, like really, really good. Love the fries and lemonade. But they don't like gay people. They made a statement, they made a blanket statement that said that they do not support LGBTQ rights. And that's cool. But you can't expect me to spend my money with you when you are openly and publicly saying that you don't support a group of individuals that I identify with. So I no longer eat Chick-fil-A. It's been years since I've eaten Chick-fil-A. And I mean a whole lot, like at least more than 5 years I've had Chick-fil-A. Now, what that started me on like giving up businesses, organizations that don't align with how I move through the world. People are now calling it conscious spending or whatever. You know, some of us don't shop at Walmart because of how they treat their people. Some of us don't, you know, shop at Amazon. Others the Dollar Tree. Like we are using our power and our dollars to say, if you're going to act like this, then I'm not supporting you. I think as community members, we have to stop supporting businesses and organizations that blatantly are disrespectful and causing harm to each other. So I'm a really big boycott them. I do not support businesses and organizations that have publicly caused myself or others that I know harm. I'm not doing it. Like, why would I share anything that the Awesome Justice Coalition has done when they've caused me harm? There hasn't been any restoration. Why would I share anything that Measure anybody done when Mimi has caused harm? There hasn't been any restoration. Why would I share anything that Black Leadership has done, Black Leadership Collective has done in Austin when there hasn't been any restoration, but so much harm caused? I wouldn't. I don't think that if we have the thing that we can't get back is our time and our energy. I can't get it back. So why would I give it to people who consistently cause harm? And as a community, we have to be willing to stop spending money and moving from this place of scarcity mindset of, if I don't support this person who is a predator and causing harm, then I won't fill in the blank. These people don't have the power to stop you from making money. It's the fear that stops us. But if we as a community start telling the truth about these people who continuously cause harm, then it's not our fault. If you don't like the truth about you, my grandfather would say, if you don't like the truth about you, change it. If you're a thief and you out here stealing, stop stealing if you don't want nobody to call you a thief. But you can get mad if somebody say, hey, you need to probably put your stuff up because that person steals. If you steal, then why are you mad when people bring it up? Not saying that you're always going to be a thief, but if all of your actions up to this point have led that you are capable of stealing, why wouldn't I tell people you may not want to leave your stuff out, because he's been known to steal.
She a thief. Well, okay. So shout out to you. And also, I'm convinced it's because people don't want to do it. They don't want to do the thing that the harmful person is doing, but they want the service. They want the service, they want the access, they want the resource, whatever, but they don't have either the skills or the want to create such things. Case in point, all organizations that I've ever helped start, create, fund, whatever, this always happens. Someone will come to me mid-event, mid-process, mid-strategy and say, you know what we should do? Or you know what y'all should do? If I were you, I would. Cool. My answer has always been, go for it. Like, act a fool. I say, the more the merrier. I would be so happy if you decided to create a complementary organization. If you would like to take what we're doing and create a committee that supports maybe an even more niche group of our population, go crazy. Crickets. Literal crickets. I have given people templates. I have given people thousands of dollars. Well, access to thousands of dollars, because I know they're not going to do shit. But he's like, the money's here. If you want to use it, I got you. And again, crickets. So I'm convinced that complaining about harmful people, harmful leadership, harmful behavior is more energy to some than just taking it. They would rather just take it and have the thing ready-made for them than having to go without it and create it or facilitate it being available. Because that does take a lot of work. It's once you get it going, it doesn't take that much work. But getting started is generally the issue with most things. You just have to kind of remind yourself that, yeah, you're starting. Like, no one's here. You don't have any money. You don't have any support. It's really all in your head, and this is about you right now. And eventually you get a few people to buy in, and those people might help, they might not help. Next thing you know, you've got yourself a nonprofit that's making tens of millions of dollars a year in donations, and you're in charge or responsible for so much that, yeah, if you're doing some shady, weird shit, people would sooner turn a blind eye than go without the service. They just would. And also, I will say, there's at one point when you start either making enough money or making enough impact, the model of giving a shit about what people think, say, do goes out the window, because it traditionally becomes about the money. And money does not have emotions. It just doesn't. No one cares. Money doesn't give a shit who you are. And I'm saying money being like capitalism, being the system of getting shit paid for, paying people, economy moving, and all that good stuff. It's not built to have emotions. It's built to win. And if you're not winning, you're failing. And if you're failing, no good. We can't fail. The only way to win in money is to make more. And how do you make more money? Well, you take it from somebody else. There's only so much money in the world. That's why it's valuable. If we were to get rid of the value of it, then everyone would be the same, and it would all be based on merit. Where's the fun in that? I can't be better than someone if it's all based on merit. So those are my thoughts. I think I said that was my first thought, but I'll save my rant for later because I have a feeling you have something to say for that.
I think everything you said is right. Like, people are connected to the money. But I guess, okay, I'm a New Englander, right? And even being from New England, we're some of the most snootiest people in the world, and especially, New Englanders that have a lot of money, because Greenwich is there. I'm accustomed to people having money and acting a certain way where I don't even really know how you feel because you have money and you're over there, right? Like, you're causing harm, but your harm is so much over there that there's so many degrees in between you and the harm being caused that I can't really say that it was you, right? I like that. I like where you're so rich and you're so up here that no one can get to you, but we know that you're the person that's causing harm. When you are not all the way up there and I can see you causing harm, like I am laying eyes on you doing it, what are you doing, Sway? You don't have that much money, right? And you can be impacted by a boycott, because some of these people out here have made themselves seem as if they're more powerful than what they are. I'm in a whole nother country, and there's a community right now who, there's this couple actually stole the name of a group who has been here already for a year, stole that person's name, there's receipts, and have been causing harm to other people since they stolen someone else's name. How do you, there's an established group, let's say you have Black Pride, right? Black Pride Austin. That's what the name of the organization is. I decide I want to come in and I want to start the Black Pride Austin experience. What? You've already been there with the Black Pride, but I'm coming here saying, nope, we're starting the Black Pride experience. It's not the same thing because you added the and experience at the end. It's not the same. But how is it not the same, Sway, when Black Pride has been here and people know Black Pride, and now there's a whole confusion in the community because you chose to add the and experience to that? You're an asshole. And for that, I don't have to support you. If I'm hearing that you and your partner have harmed all of these people, you've told people not to support their businesses, you've told people, you've taken money out of little humans' hands, like literally, like you haven't paid them and they were taking money to get paid these little humans, but you're keeping that money yourself. Like, all of these stories are coming out. And everybody's like, what do we do? And I'm like, boycott. And tell the truth about these people. Because at some point, as people of the global majority, we can't keep on saying we have to keep it in house, because if we keep on like housing it, then they're going to keep on causing harm, and we're going to keep on saying, I don't know why they're harming people, because nobody wants to say anything. And that's okay, because I don't think that everybody should have to share their stories all the time. That's why I think that I'm being so vocal about it, because I know that some of us are made for the fight. Some of us are like, we have it. I got it. Like I got the smoke to say all of the things. To say I don't have nothing to lose. Nobody's gonna fight me, and nobody signs my checks. And I'm not saying anything that can't factually be proven with receipts.
You are 600% correct. And as a person who is a co-founder of the kind of revamp of the original Austin Black Pride, you're right. You know, it kind of shitty. Right? It's kind of shitty. The way I looked at it, though, was the way I look at all things when I'm in a leadership position. You are allowed to do whatever you want in your free will, and I don't have to support it, but I'm also not going to ding it, because Black Pride is not an original idea either, right? Like if someone had someone come and try to, I don't know, create a Beyond Brother experience that was like more Beyond Brother. Like, okay, now hold up. Like, now hold the fuck up. But then when it's like a super original idea, you don't have a lot of examples. It's hard to copy. You have to know all the inner workings. And believe you me, there are plenty of people that tried to do things like it, but they realized that, hey, you don't have enough stakeholders, because there's not that much inventory for Black queer men in, at this time, Austin, Texas. And also, you don't have the thing. You just don't like the people. Well, honey, those will be the same people that are coming to your thing too. Like, there's just not enough inventory. And the same with a thing like a Black Pride, or I don't know, like an algo. Like, there's only so many people in a given area that you can convince to come to your thing, come to your side, support your thing. And also, you're creating something, or you're saying you're creating something for them, when most of us leaders aren't telling the truth. You're creating it for yourself. You're doing it selfishly because you want to feel seen, heard, loved, appreciated, all that good stuff. I've said it from the very beginning. The reason I started Beyond Brother is because I was upset that I couldn't find Black people. I wanted some fucking friends, and I was truly, truly sad that I couldn't make community. That's why I started Beyond Brother. I didn't start Beyond Brother to be this like helpful, resource driven, give you what you need as a Black person. No, I did it because I wanted some fucking friends. That's why I started it. And that's why it took off, because it had nothing else to do with anything else. I just happened to have the connections to resources. So when the resources became available, I was like, oh, I got a ready-made group of 200 niggas just right here. you need 30 people to show up? I can give you 45. Like, it's really not that hard. So yes, it did help me with my career. Yes, it did help me make money. But all that money went back to these motherfuckers with trips and wine and food and testing and merch. I gave all that shit to them. So I will say that I'm an example of what I think a good leader is, but to somebody, I'm a bad leader. Somebody, not somebody, several bodies, do not think that the way I do it was good. They could do better. And we see where they are now. But I also did not discourage. I also did not shit on. I guess in a way I did kind of boycott, but I also have my own things I have to do. Like, I have organizations that I need to support, but I will always send people to you because I'd rather prove my point in practice than go back and forth with you on, I don't know, on the telephone. No. How was your event on Friday, babe? Crazy. Well, no, we didn't have anything on Friday. I moved our date because I wanted to make sure that you had all the opportunity to have a good time. You know what? Actually, I do remember because I would buy tickets to stuff, Fatima. I would buy tickets. I'd buy merch. I have t-shirts from organizations that I don't particularly like. Because again, I want to prove my point. When it's just me, you, and the 3 people that you've decided are your people at this failed event, it's like, oh, well, maybe you'll get them next time, sport. I'm on my way I gotta go somewhere, but yeah. But I'm happy you brought that up because you're right. Now I was ranting, so I'm gonna stop. I have another point in a moment.
I'm petty. I'm an Aquarius, and I'm like, I can cut you off and act like you should have never existed and your mom should have swallowed. I am really that shallow and petty, especially if you cause myself or others harm. I don't have to talk to you. I don't even have to be cordial because you've done everything for me not to be cordial. Your actions have shown me you don't even deserve cordialness. I would love to give you something that I think you should deserve and all humans deserve. But there's people who have allowed themselves to become leaders who I just think don't deserve it. You don't deserve for me to be cordial to you. And I wish that it was different, but it's not. And so if I can't be cordial to you, then I can't be around you. So that means I can't go to any event or experience that you're there because I can't find it in me to be cordial. And I think at some point we have to stop just being supportive. Like I know that you're a sucky leader. I don't have to prove it, and I don't have to send anybody to you to figure it out. People say, "Do you know this person?" Absolutely, and they're a terrible person. Next. I don't have to we don't have to go into stories. I can just say, I do know them. I don't mess with them. I wouldn't advise that you mess with them. Do you want to know more about it? Cool. But I wouldn't, and I don't. And people can't, you don't see me in pictures with people I don't rock with. You don't see me talking to people I don't rock with. If I do, there's a reason. I'll tell you the reason because I want to see, are you the still same person after 2-3 years? I might come back after 2-3 years to see, if you grew up or you grown in some capacity, but you really can't get me a year after the offense, not to show up for you and not to talk nice about you or act like you have some sense. I'm not, because you showed me that you don't have any, and having to accept that. Like, we can't keep on saying, well, they have all the power because we keep giving it to them. You can't have no power from me. Because when I tell people I'm done, I'm done. If I tell people I'm telling the truth about you, don't be mad at me. Stop being a dick.
Do better. Just do better, girl. Well, can I say because the turning point I believe there's kind of a sweet spot in the middle where I live and operate from now. I really do just let people prove themselves wrong. And in my way, that's being petty. So I already see the plan. Like, you've given me the plan. It's like, oh, that's going to fail at this point right here. Like, right, fail. Because what's going to happen is you're going to call me, you're going to ask me for support. And I'm going to say, nah, I don't have it. Because I actually don't. I don't have it for you. I have it for other people, but I don't have it for you because I don't fuck with you. So that, in a way, is petty. But also, I don't want to give support. I don't want to give my resource to somebody that I know is going to be harmful to that resource or rude to that person or use the funds inappropriately or whatever the resource is. So no, I don't have it for you. I guess in the way that is being petty, but also in a way that's being protective of the network, resources, my village, my people that have looked out for me and have done the same in return. Because there are jobs I haven't gotten because they're like, Jeremy, you can't work with them. Like, you just can't. I'm not going to put you into that. Did I want it? Yes. Did I want to do it? Did I think I could? Absolutely. But they knew better. Sure enough, whoever got that job wound up losing their goddamn mind. And next thing you know, they're in seasonal depression and they on medication. And Chad, I got to move to Atlanta to get their lives back together. You know, like, you know what I mean? So thank you for looking out for me. And I'm doing the same in return. So yeah, I would rather play it that way. I am really fake though, so I will speak in public. I don't know about hugging and taking pictures and shit, but generally I am telling the truth when I say, it's really good to see you. Because how do I say this? When I'm arguing with you in my mind, I want to see a current version of you, and not the person that I saw when I saw you last. It's like, oh, you look terrible. So good to see you. Little cutie. God, you look horrible. I love that about me, but I'm still going to speak. It's just going to happen. because I do not believe in not speaking. I don't care. Actually, I do care what you did, but normally it's not like murder or anything like that. So I can speak. Darling, enjoy. Hello. Recently, oh, this is so good. Okay, I'm going to stop ranting after this. Recently, I did tell someone that, well, he asked, it's like, well, why don't you want to hang out with me? Because he propositioned that we go hang out. And it's like, no, I don't see it. I don't see it. But I hope you have a great rest of your day, or something like that. And he was like, well, I'd like to know, could you tell me why? Pet peeve of mine, asking people why when they've said no to you. Don't do that. Like if a person is telling you no or says no or implies a no, just let it be a no. Don't be like, well, why? Because you're not ready for what they're about to say, especially if they tell you the truth. And I was like, you know what? I got time today. So I was like, well, the last time I saw you, you were incredibly rude to me. And you weren't just rude, you were rude as a spectacle. Like you tried to make what you were gonna turn into an embarrassment of mine into a public laugh. And I did not take the bait because I don't believe I do anything that's harmful or unfun or non-consensual. So I know what you were trying to do. I didn't take the bait, but I did take the hint that I will never need to speak to you ever again. So there you go. And this man said to me the most adult thing I've heard in a very long time. He's like, I'm incredibly guarded when I'm in public and I apologize for my behavior. I said, well, God damn it. Now I'm out here. I got hope again. See, I fucking hate you. You were supposed to say some dumb shit like, you too sensitive, or, why are you acting like that? That's what you were supposed to say. You were not supposed to tell me that in public, you do dumb things to people whom you don't want to harm in order to protect your social clout. That's not what you were supposed to say. So now I have to fuck around. Now I got to find out. Now I got to figure out what's going on because you're an adult and you're taking accountability and you're apologizing and shit. Fuck you, man. Fuck you. I was hoping I could just write you off. No. Okay, I'm done ranting for real. Okay.
But that's how it's supposed to be, though, right? Like I'm looking for those situations where you bring it to somebody and then they can admit out loud that they did do that. That was something that may have been harmful that they didn't like and apologize for it. That's sexy right there. That's what I'm talking about. But that's not what we're getting with leaders. Leaders are like, oh, I did it, and so like it's pretty much like who gonna check me? And I'm like, well, tag me in because I'm feeling froggy and can jump. But most people don't. Most people just won't say anything and just be crushed and crumbled and think that everybody is in like that one leader. And so now they're waiting for someone to treat them the same way that this leader treated them, because why wouldn't they? That's the experience, with no type of apology or sense of like, yeah, I did that, my bad. That doesn't happen. It's just like, yeah, I did that. And then I'm gonna come over here, I'm gonna do it too. And I'm gonna do it to somebody that you know, and then I'm gonna do it over here. And nobody's gonna believe you if I do say it. So they keep doing it. I think that we're in this age where people are tired of seeing leaders continuously cause harm and nothing happen, and their stories not be told, and no one believed them. And I think at this point, we can't continuously follow these people and think that, just because they're marginalized groups or people of low majority, that they're not harmful. Like people that identify as being Black and straight or gay or queer or veterans or homeless or all, no matter what the label is, they're people and they can be harmful. And we can't just say, well, they're a person that is, Black transgendered woman can be harmful.
Yeah.
A white trans man can be harmful. A Black cisgender woman can be harmful. And we can't just be like, well, white people aren't the only ones causing harm. They're not the only ones. They are the ones that have created the foundation and outline for the harms that we emulate a lot. Yes, but they're not the ones that are just causing harm. And having in our communities ways of addressing that and saying out loud, this isn't about Black or white. This isn't about race or sexuality or orientation, or if you have a home or not, if you served or not. It's literally about humans don't get to hurt other humans without there being some sort of consequence or restoration, period. Like you just can't. And I'm not saying every consequence has to be throw them in jail, but I don't have to support you and I can just tell the truth about you. That's how I'm doing it. I'm boycotting people and I'm telling the truth about you. So if, again, you don't want me to gossip, it's not gossip. If I have receipts that prove you are this harmful and terrible as a person, and then you have businesses that you think we should support, why would I do that? And why wouldn't I tell my friends not to? Doesn't make sense? Because I'm not going to put my friends in a situation to be harmed. Then that's on me. I can't get mad at the harmer if I'm dangling my friends in front of them and saying, hey, you know, they treated me like this, but they may not treat you like that. Nah, if they treated me like this, there's no way that I think that they won't treat you like this. So I'm not going to introduce you. I'm not going to tell them your name. Really, they don't even, like, we don't even say their name. It's like Harry Potter. The name that we dare not say. Because why would I? And I just think that I'm not saying that everybody has to be as extreme as me, but I do think that there needs to be more consequences in our communities when there are leaders causing harm. That doesn't have to always be, let's call the system. It could be, let's just make a decision at a community that we're no longer supporting that person until they get their lives together. And I'm not going to support people that support you. Like, we can make it a family affair. Everybody can get some.
Well, is it not? Well, is it? So I think I want to say there is. I kind of want to ask, like, now I want to ask what the definition of harm is for you, but that's kind of a universal question for everyone that's listening, because I find that we throw the word harm out when it's like inconvenience or disagreement, or we don't align or we don't see eye to eye. But it's like that. I don't know if that's harmful. I think you're just not getting what you want, and now you're pissed. And so we throw the word harm out, and so it's like, oh shit, they harmed me. It's like, no, you just lost the vote, or they didn't like your idea, and since they're in charge, they can do what the fuck they want, or whatever their team is gonna do. So that's my first universal question when a person goes into, well, I don't fuck with them because of this. And it's like, oh, it sounds like y'all just don't get along. That doesn't feel very harmful to me. That just feels like y'all aren't meshing. Yeah, and that's okay. That's cool. But that don't mean I won't. I still want the resource, or I still like the idea of it. So I'm still C. Because goddamn it, I'm curious. They might actually like me. They might just not like your bitch ass. Yes, and I am curious. At what point do you just take it? Because I mean, that just seems like what's happening. People just take it. People are tired of fighting. We fight for so much all the time. And if we boycott, really everything at the end of the day is owned by a shitty person. Like pretty much everything. Or run by a shitty person, or has made a statement about a group of people or whatever. It's like, girl, in that case, we might need to grow our own trees, to build our own houses, to farm our own sheep, to make our own blankets. Like, really, if you boycott everything and you call out everything, well, then there's really nothing left. So at what point do you just say, you know what? I don't love this, but it's available. Cool. And also, I don't fuck with some people, and I'm kind of rude to certain kinds of people. So you know what? I'm just going to eat this one. I'm going to eat this one. I don't shop at Target, but yeah, hell yeah, I need some packaging stuff, and I'm not going to buy it from the FedEx folks because it's too goddamn expensive. I'm going to the Walmart. Sure am. I'm going to go on that bitch, and I'm going to buy some stuff for postage. Sure will. You know what? I actually do need a little loaf of bread, and maybe these little shorts is cute. I'm going to get these too. Just go grab it because I'm already here. Shit, fuck it. Would I like to buy it from the local small queer business? Sure. But I mean, they don't like black people. And the shit costs triple the amount of money. So, you know what? Walmart, you win. At least on a global scale, you employ black people. Yeah. Cool. I'll take it. Those are my 2 points. It's just like, what is harm? And at one point, there's just like, girl, you just can't win. You can't win. So just let it be. I don't know if those were questions or statements, honestly.
They were both. So I think the first thing I like to say, there's a difference between discomfort and harm, right? So discomfort usually causes a shift and it causes an expansion. I think harm, there's a wound that happened. Like there has to be some sort of reparations, restoration, acknowledgement of a harm caused, an apology. Like there's a process that usually happens when a harm occurs. And when it's discomfort, it's just like a shift. And harms are lying, misappropriation of funds, a misallocation of funds, having your process of how you let people get money or access, like you're only giving money to your friends, not people that are actually, doing things in the community, but you're claiming that you're supporting the community. Stepping into a position where, because you don't know what you're doing, people don't get what they're supposed to get because of your own ego. So, for example, this actually happened to me. Someone who's never done disaster relief work decided that they wanted to do disaster relief work, and they stepped in and tried to lead a site. And in doing that, they were really nasty to volunteers. So the volunteers left this person, this leader, in the space, and people who needed water and food did not get the water and food. And this leader was stuck in the resource site until I think the post was like after 10:30, with food and water that didn't get distributed because of their attitude and their lack of knowledge of how it actually works in a natural disaster, right? The harm is, in this situation, not me being replaced by this incompetent person. That's not the harm. The person's incompetence caused at least 50 plus people to not get access to fresh food and water because of your incompetence. That's harmful, because those people needed that water and food. People didn't get a meal that night who had been getting meals before they decided they wanted to be this said leader, and now they don't have it. I'm not talking to you as a leader at this point, because who does that? Whose ego is so big that you remove the people who are helping people in need, and but for the food that you couldn't give out, are going hungry? Yeah, no, I'm good on you, and I'm good on everything that you touch. Because why would I even think that you are capable of doing anything different when people are hungry and thirsty and your ego is allowing that to happen? That's a harm. Now, if you didn't post something on the social media, but everybody got the water and the food and it's empty, that's uncomfortable, because you decided that you want another route instead of going another route. That may make people uncomfortable because you of the choices that you made, but the impact wasn't harm. The impact wasn't somebody relied on you to do a certain thing or engage in a certain way, and because you did not, then the impact is something that has to be repaired, something that is caused someone to be triggered, some sort of sadness. Like when you promise someone a certain amount of money if they complete a task for you, that's an oral agreement. An oral agreement is a contract. You contract with somebody to do something for you, and all of those things are met, but you choose not to pay them. That's harmful, because now that person was expecting that payment, budgeted that payment in, and now they don't have a place to stay and they don't have any food because of you and your lack of compassion or humanity as a leader. That's harmful. You telling somebody that they're racist, or you telling somebody that their behaviors don't align with the community, those are things that are uncomfortable. You don't like the way I'm leading, that's uncomfortable. That's not harmful. But you saying that you don't like the way I'm leading, and then you start spreading lies about me and telling people not to support me, or putting other people in positions so that I'm blackballed, that's harmful, because now you're blocking the money that I could be getting, or that are possible clients, because of how you're talking about me. And it's not even true. You don't have no receipts. All of those things to me are harm. And I think what you're talking about is a conscious spending, right? Like, I would love to be able to go to certain places and spend this money, but I can't right now. So I have to go to the Walmart, right? It's my only other option. That's different than not being aware that there are these other options, but they don't support Black people. So I can't shop there. I'm just going for the easiest inconvenient thing. Those are two separate things. I think of just having a level of consciousness of, who are you spending money with? Do they align with your values and your mission and your community? And if not, then are there any alternatives? And if there isn't any alternatives, then what does it look like to start finding them and supporting them, if possible? But sometimes it's not. but at least you know, but at least you tried, and you can say, hey, I tried that, but where I live and the community that I'm in, it's just not plausible for me right now. That's different than I don't care about any of this, and I'm just going to keep spending money with people that are harmful.
This makes sense. I do believe that there is a, first of all, are you? Yeah, I agree. And I don't have to repeat anything you just said, Dad. I think I want to push us to the end because we've been talking. Is the solution, not that is the solution. I think I want to tell people what we might be at the end of this. I agree about 50% on all of the things you've said today, right? And this is, my friends, how friendship can work. Like, there's one of us who's willing to say fuck it all and, fuck them people, I'll figure it out. Then there are people who's like, you know what, really, fuck them, yeah, but man, I mean, they can always catch these hands. It really isn't the problem. I'll let you decide who among us is those people. However, I also really believe that there's something, you made the point of like consciousness, that really, I guess at the core of it is what we're asking. Be conscious of who you're putting in charge, and don't be shocked when they do things that are becoming of what we would think an ethical, accountable, decent leader would do, because you kind of knew when you put them in charge that they were going to do that. And if you didn't know, and now you do, and you do nothing about it, it's the same thing. You just find it out in the middle. Just instead of finding out at the top, you find it out in the middle. So it's like, oh, he's a shitty person. Got it. Cool. If you can't do anything about it, meaning you're in a position that is maybe not of power or influence, cool. Go get yours, girl. Go get yours. Get out of there. Find you another scenario. Cut. Everyone doesn't have that opportunity. So I don't have any suggestions for the other people, because I'm just going to call it out. I'm not the person who's going to burn it all down. I'm not the burn it all to hell kind of person. And if I were to do that, I probably wouldn't have much of the resources I have now. People don't like confrontation. And if they don't like it, I don't have to give it. They don't. Because again, you can't whoop me. But you know what? Hold on. I have like one more tiny piece of something. When it comes to a harm versus disagreement or discomfort, telling the truth isn't aggression. Being direct isn't being rude. There are ways to say things that can not be very sweet and soft and cuddly, but often uncomfortable truths are exactly what they sound like. They're uncomfortable truths. We know that this is happening, and you calling it out in a meeting or in community or at the space, it's not you being harmful. It's just you bringing awareness where maybe awareness wasn't there. And Fatima's calling them receipts. You can call them whatever you want to call them. It's documented. It is known. And that's why everyone in the room all of a sudden just kind of got a little tense, because you said it. But that doesn't make you harmful. It doesn't make you bad. You're not doing anything wrong. You just run the risk of not being welcome back. Okay, that's it. That's my TED Talk.
And as you can see, I agree with Jeremy. There's a time and place for Jeremy's stance. And I'm also the one that I feel like there's a time and place to burn shit down. Like I do. I feel like I've learned that you can't burn everything down first. I've gotten to that point because I was definitely let's burn it down and ask questions later. But I do think there is an like what happens when you get all the way up here and that threshold has been hit as a community and as a person, what then, right? I'm not gonna just keep doing it. I'm ready to burn it down. I'm the burn it down friend. If we've had conversations or tried to have conversations and you are continuously doing the same thing and thinking that I'm gonna just forget that the same thing is fucking harmful, we just burn it down and try again tomorrow. That's it. Just burn it all down. And sometimes that needs to happen. I'm not saying all the time, but sometimes you do need to, you know, set the crop on fire to get some soil that has more nutrients in it that came from the ashes of what was burned. And I know that unfortunately things need to burn, and I'm okay with it. And I'm an air sign too, so just bring the air so the fire can really roar and we can really make it hot and we can really get all this stuff out of here. And then we can use the nutrients from all the things that are burnt down to build something better, to build something with more humanity and compassion in it. Something that isn't just built on capitalistic values and not caring about each other. I'm okay with burning some stuff down for that. And again, I don't think burning things down is the first resort, but I do think it does need to be an option. Boycotting and keeping our dollars away from people isn't always the first option, but I do think it has to be an option. And to make it seem like we just have to keep taking things, to me, that's definitely not an option. Like, I'm just not going to keep taking nothing. I don't want. So I think that, yes, Jeremy's way absolutely is the way that I feel like we start out as, and then I'm on the end of, we try Jeremy's way and y'all keep fucking with us. So we just gonna say fuck y'all and see what happens when you don't get this money no more.
Yeah. Yeah. I think both points have been made. And I have a feeling that the people out there will give us a third and a fourth and a fifth position that's a combination of ours and a completely different idea. So I look forward to hearing what people have to say in our, honestly, our internal discourse. See, this is how you disagree with your friend and still be friends, y'all. It's really easy. It's not hard. Just let people be. It's really, and neither one of us is harming one another. That's the thing.
All right. Well, you all drink water. Thank you for listening to us. Thank you for taking the time to engage. Please like Loving Healing Work YouTube page. Share this episode with others and know that we are thankful for you. You are amazing. The world is so much lighter and brighter because you're in it. Keep on being you and keep on giving to the world. We'll talk to you soon.